Hey everyone, I'm Alan Thrall here at Untamed Strength Gym in Sacramento, California, and today I'm joined by some strong guests. We're talking about lifting straps. Who, what, when, why, where, and how.
What are you doing here? Hey, remember, train untamed.
If you're new to lifting, chances are you started deadlifting with a double overhand grip. Eventually, as you continue adding weight to the bar, your back and your legs are going to be able to lift far more than you can securely hold in your hands with a double overhand grip. This happens to everyone. This is totally normal. Nothing to be worried about or surprised by. In this situation, when you can no longer hold on to the bar with a double overhand grip, you have a few options. You can move to an alternating grip or a mixed grip where one hand remains overhand, one hand switches to underhand. This is the most common style of grip you'll see in the sport of powerlifting, and it's the most common style of grip you'll see in gyms across the world. Contrary to popular belief, there's nothing wrong with this grip. You're not going to develop any sort of imbalances. Just make sure that when you're deadlifting, you keep your arms long and straight and don't pull or bend that underhand arm. You can also switch to a hook grip, which is where you wrap your thumb around the bar and then put your fingers on top of your thumb. This locks your thumb into place and creates a hook out of your thumb. For some people, this is painful and it's just more than they care to tolerate. For others that have small hands, it's difficult to get their fingers securely around their thumb. Or if you have fat hands and short fingers, the hook grip just doesn't work for you. Totally fine, give it a try. If you don't like it, my feelings won't be hurt. And the third option, lifting straps. I'm assuming you know what these are if you clicked on this video, but if not, these are things you wrap around your wrist and then wrap around the barbell, connecting your hands to the barbell. So you are securely connected to the barbell while you lift, and grip is almost never an issue when wearing these. So if lifting straps completely eliminates your need for grip strength when deadlifting, wouldn't that be considered cheating? No. In powerlifting, you are not allowed to use straps when competing, but that doesn't mean you can't intelligently use them within your own training. Now, we're not all powerlifters. Most of us are just deadlifting for health reasons, trying to get stronger, trying to build some muscle. So if we look at the benefits of deadlifting in a pie chart, a huge slice of that pie is back training, you're strengthening your back. A smaller slice of that pie, leg training, you're strengthening your legs. And the smallest sliver of that pie is grip training. So even if you decide to deadlift with straps 100% of the time, you're still getting plenty of back work and leg work in. Now with that said, if you do decide to use straps 100% of the time, you don't want to do the alternating grip, you don't want to do the hook grip, straps all the way. That's fine, but I would still encourage you to at least give the alternating grip a try, give the hook grip a try, just so that you can have that tool in your tool bag. Meaning, I don't like to rely 100% on equipment. Let's say you show up to the gym and you forgot your lifting straps, or you're traveling and you didn't bring your lifting straps. What happens if your lifting strap breaks, rips, or tears? So you're not gonna deadlift until you get new straps? Don't be the guy or girl who shows up to the gym and says, oh damn, I can't deadlift today because I forgot my lifting straps. You should always have that backup plan of being somewhat familiar with an alternating grip, just in case you don't have your straps. All right, my favorite part of the video. So what I've done is recruited some of the best in the business to talk about when they use lifting straps in their own training, just to get some different perspectives. So I asked them personally, when do you use straps in your own training? What determines whether or not you're gonna use straps for any given training session? So I've got some different perspectives from powerlifters, strongmen, and a weightlifter.
My name's Jonnie Candito. I'm a powerlifter, and I use straps every single workout. Because what I do is usually I warm up without straps and hit a single, either a program single, or if I'm not even programmed singles, I'll just do a single with whatever weight I'm gonna do rep work with. So even if it's RPE 1 or easier, I will hit that without straps first. I find that is very important because if you do start warming up with straps, you can sometimes tend to hang it a little bit lower and it can alter the movement pattern just a little bit. Now, all of my rep work that's 7 reps and above is all with straps. And then of the volume work that's lower reps, like doubles, it's usually 50-50. And when the bar is sharper, that's when I bias it more towards strap work. And when the bar is a little softer, that's when I can still preserve the hands while doing slightly more volume work without straps. This approach has worked very well. Going into the Arnold Classic, I did this method of probably doing straps for 75% of the work, hit 700 pounds, lifetime PR, boom.
My name's Feigenbaum, and we're gonna talk about when I use my straps. I usually deadlift 2 or 3 times a week, and so my competition deadlift, like the one that I'm prioritizing, I typically don't use straps until the back off sets, because it's a lot of volume. It really chews my hands up, which could be problematic for training later in the week. And then my supplemental pulls, which are usually later in the week, are typically also high volume, so I typically use straps for those. If I'm trying to build my grip strength up for any particular reason, I won't use straps. And typically when I program for clients, I'll dictate that they don't use their straps for their top working sets so they can build that grip strength. I wrote a pretty long article about this. It's on the website. It's called The Grip Problem, so you can check that out. But otherwise, I'm using straps for like pendlay rows, supplemental pulls like RDLs, stiff-legged deads, pulls against chains, stuff like that. But just not my competition pulls unless it's for back-off work or for whatever reason I rip a callus, my hands are really chewed up, and I still got to train. So there you go.
Hey there, my name is Bryce, and I am a competing powerlifter. Alan asked me to deliver a little video here about how I utilize straps in my training. So the only time I utilize straps, first off, is in deadlift. In competition, my best deadlift equipped is 400 kilos and raw is 375 kilos. Now, those were both done hook grip, so I'm a hook grip deadlifter. And the way that I use straps as a hook grip deadlifter is pretty much for anything that isn't a single. Now, this may or may not work for a mixed grip puller, but basically I'm pulling anywhere between 3 and maybe 10 heavy singles a week. And that seems more than sufficient, especially with doing, some holds here and there. That seems more than sufficient to be able to do what I need to do so that I can hold on to top end loads. As an aside, I also have a number of athletes that I coach that use a similar strategy, but they're mostly hook grip pullers. So for mixed grip, you may need to do things differently, but specifically for hook grip deadlifters, I think you can probably get away with, some singles to keep the skill sharp. And I think it's less of a strength thing at some point with hook grip. So take that for what it's worth.
Hey guys, Laurence Shahlaei here, former Europe's strongest man. So, talking about wrist straps, why and when I use them. So as a strongman, we're allowed to use wrist straps in deadlift competitions, but I also compete in powerlifting too. So if I was doing powerlifting, I wouldn't use straps at all, particularly if I was doing my heavy work. That would be focused on making sure I was going to use a reverse grip, how I'd lift in competition. That being said, when I'm focusing on strongman competitions, I will probably do my warm-ups with a double overhand grip, and then I put the straps on, not only to help with the grip, but also to pull in a strongman way. So in powerlifting, you've got to make sure you're attached to the bar in terms of no straps at all, using grip strength. In strongman, that element is taken out, and you can actually use the straps to your advantage. So I like to learn how I can get the most out of them, rather than just using them just to help me with grip.
What is up, guys? Joey Szatmary here, competitive strongman and just strength sport athlete. So talking about straps, when I like to use them and why. Typically for competing in strongman, there are a lot of events that they allow straps. So if I'm competing and the event allows you to use straps, I will use them during my training. Also, I like to use straps just to overload a movement if grip is a limiting factor. That could be with anything really. Maybe it's deadlifts or barbell rows. If I am able to do more weight, but my hands are slipping, typically I'll throw straps on for that just to get a better training stimulus. Sometimes when I'm doing high volume or bodybuilding style training, it also allows me to get more contraction out of the designated muscle when I have straps on, because I'm not worried about my grip and can focus more on the muscles that I need to work. Now, in the case of trying to improve my grip strength for whatever lift, that is when I won't use straps, just because I'm trying to focus on grip strength improvement. But hopefully that helps some of you guys. Thanks, Alan, for having me on.
Hello and welcome. I heard you guys wanted to talk about lifting straps today, so let's get into it. This is a strap that I bought. Nice leather construction. This is a lifting strap that I made. It cost me about 50 cents. I use those for years, but now I use the leather ones. It'll really come down to your preference in materials. You'll find that this style of strap is overwhelmingly popular with the Olympic lifter crowd. Let's get into how you should include straps into your training. I think personally that you should get comfortable with using straps with your accessory pulls, RDLs, deadlifts, what have you. These lifts will be done in training at a very high percentage compared to your max snatch and clean and jerk, and oftentimes for more reps. So you strap up so you don't risk a tear and you can get all the work in. Once the trainee has proved that he or she doesn't care about using the hook grip, it's a non-issue, which really only takes about a couple weeks, unless you need to do some self-work here, okay? Once the lifter has proven that they can hook grip effectively during both contest lifts, then it might be appropriate, depending on your coach or training system, to include straps while you snatch. Usually for volume, maybe during a complex. Again, this is just to get the work in, get the reps underneath your belt, without risking tears and without being distracted by your hands hurting. Some people might also work on their poor rack position by using straps. This should be done with extreme caution because the last thing you want is to be connected to the bar as you fall backwards with the barbell loaded with weights. I think that's about it. Oh, also, make sure to wrap your strap around the bar only once, especially while you snatch. Because again, you don't want to be attached to a bar as it is falling. That's what I got.
My suggestion for when to start using straps is before your grip starts to fail. Don't wait until you're dropping deadlifts to put your straps on. If you know that the next subsequent jump in weight is going to be challenging on your grip and the bar speed is going to slow down because the bar is sliding out of your hands, put your straps on before that set. Don't wait until that happens. Lifting straps can be made from various types of material: leather, cotton, suede, nylon. Really, it just comes down to personal preference of what you like. The most common style of strap is going to look like this. There's a loop at one end. You insert through the loop and then secure it onto your wrist, like that. There's also this Versa grip style of strap. You wrap it around your wrist, and then this piece of strap hanging wraps around the bar into your hand. I'm not a fan of these style of straps. I prefer this style. These figure 8 straps really should only be used by strongman competitors because you can put them on, wrap them around a bar or an axle bar very quickly, which can work to your advantage if you're doing a timed strongman event. These will also allow you to hold the barbell very low in your hands. Big Laws has a great video about this, so check that out. The material you prefer or the style of strap really comes down to personal preference, what feels best on your wrists and in your hands. All right, let's talk about how to use lifting straps. I've seen so many people fidgeting around with straps before they deadlift or in a competition when they use straps for the first time. They don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna show you with this style of strap because it's the most common style. I'm not gonna show you the figure 8s or the Versa grip stuff. This is the correct way to wear straps. The strap goes across your hand over your thumb. So it is going in the direction of your thumb. Correct? This is incorrect. It is not going in the direction of my thumb, it's going that way. So, one more time. Boom. It's also important to know where the strap goes. Hand on top, strap on bottom of the bar. Hands on top of the bar, straps below the bar. So hand, bar, strap. Don't put the strap on top with your hand like this. That is not how you secure straps to a bar. Hand, bar, strap. Now, you're going to wrap this strap around the bar. You go from the outside in. So outside, in, like this. Outside, going in. Do not try to wrap the strap in to out, like this. Usually you will use your non-dominant hand first, because you might use your dominant hand to help. Once that's on the bar, you'll use your dominant hand and just do it one-handed like this. If you're using big, bulky cotton straps like I'm using right now, don't wrap the strap over itself because you're making the diameter of the bar too big. So you would go here, and I'm just gonna wrap this around the barbell like that, and then put my hands on top of the strap. Don't wrap the strap around itself like that. Now, if you're using a piece of thin suede, then the diameter is really not going to change. You can do that. You can wrap the strap over itself. But for most of you, it's just going to be here, wrap inward on the bar, not around the strap. And then once you have your straps on, you're just going to twist the straps and feel it tighten up on your wrist. So you're kind of like twisting the throttle of a motorcycle. Clear as mud? Yep. So if you need some lifting straps, Pioneer's got plenty. Use discount code UNTAMED10. This is the treated leather. This is the natural leather. They've got suede lifting straps. This is the basic adjustable lifting strap, which is probably what I would suggest for most people. I like the heavy duty cotton lifting strap. They've got standard figure 8 straps for a barbell, big figure 8 straps for an axle bar, another standard webbed cotton lifting strap. That's it, thanks for watching, and always remember, train on time!